Rune, by GilaRPG, or Spencer Campbell, is a solo tabletop RPG. Yes, you heard me right, a solo tabletop RPG inspired by, basically everything made by FromSoft except this one and that one. You could not come fast enough, please, I need you yesterday, please. Welcome to the world of Obron, or what's left of it. Long ago it was an impossibly vast world, but its people were suffering and played by the gods. Someone then cast a ritual, blessing the world of Obron with power and revitalizing its people. Then gods destroyed everything because things were too nice. Now the world has shattered into countless realms, but the power of the ritual still remains in a form of the Rune. People quickly went to war for it to claim their Rune and become the Rune Lord, rulers of their realms, and it is said that the runes are bound to their lords, that none may separate them. This is where you come in as the engraved, cursed wanderers with no realm to call their home, but you have a power unlike any in Obron, the power to carve runes, to claim Rune from the Rune Lord and carve it into your own body. The Rune Lords are strong and they can easily strike you down, but you are deathless. They need to win every time, but for you, you just need to win once, to rip their rune out of their corpse and claim it as yours. Maybe then, you could claim your fate back. So, you are probably wondering, how the hell does a solo TTRPG work? I think I have talked about a couple before, but it mostly comes as an alternative to GM play, and also primarily in narrative-focused TTRPG, which Rune isn't, but the truth is, it's simple, as like all things in tabletop RPG, it involves dices. This is how things look like in combat. Yes, it's always in a 4x4 grid. This is you, the engraved. These are the guys that are trying to stab you. Every time a round starts, you roll a d6 to determine what action the enemy will perform, then you move the enemy on what they have rolled, not dealing harm yet. Now you get to move your engraved, do your thing, and only now do both sides deal harm, if possible. Yes, you will know exactly what your enemies will be equipped with, so you won't be surprised by things like a skeleton with a sword charging at you and then it just pulls out a Tommy gun. Basically, you want to strategize by understanding what action the enemies will perform, and then counter them while also minimizing harm dealt to you, because you don't exactly have an infinite amount of health and when you die, you respawn, but so do your enemies. Thankfully, you could slowly gather up a lot of options to deal with your foes, like weapons, which you can gather a crap load of, but you can only pick 2 at a time. To use weapons, take a look at your stamina score, which is usually a 2, and roll a number of d6 equals to that. You can then assign dices to your weapons and do whatever you rolled, but you cannot activate a weapon more than once per round. So now you probably have this question: if you do get higher than 2 stamina score, what's the point of that? Well, first, you can sum up the value of multiple dices to get a better result on a weapon, but bear in mind, getting higher than 6 for a d6 weapon has no point. The weapon can't use it, but it does for versatile weapons, which has results for up to 12, and can be quite powerful. You also have gears for passive or active effect, consumables for limited effect, and of course, Rune, which provides you with very powerful effect, but you can only have one at a time, and most of these can be found by exploring the land or beating up the local. Each time you land in a realm, you get a map, and for each of the point on the map, you can choose to fight enemies to get to the next point, search for treasure, learn about the realm to unlock secrets through lore, an actual score you will want to increase, and delve for secrets and valuables, which is basically just searching but harder because the locals hate you. By the way, while you don't get bothered by dying much, each realm has its own death penalty that put a twist on things, so you might not want to die when you can afford to. And speaking of realms, the rulebook comes with 7 realms for you to explore and beat up the Rune Lords within them, each with its own rules to make things different, so it's gonna take you a while to finish them all. And that's basically it on Rune, a Soul-like solo TTRPG that you can totally play just on your own. This RPG has pretty much been on my radar when GilaRPG just spontaneously discovered a new idea and then just wrote a book on it. There has been plenty of solo RPG, but they are usually narrative-focused ones like Journaling RPG, which I should talk about on at least one at some point, but a combat-focused TTRPG specifically designed for solo play, that's quite rare, and in fact more combat-focused TTRPG should utilize dices to automate enemy action to allow this kind of gameplay. Don't worry, I will talk about you again when you are fully out. Hi, I'm me from the future, and by this point Gubat Banwa 1e would actually be out already, so, yeah. Anyway, you can get it now on itch.io, as well as hard copy on GilaRPG online store. That's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.